Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today, we're going to talk about Bitcoin. Hold the line. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Today was quite the battle. A lot of ups and downs. At times it seemed like it was just going to to peter out. But look, at the end of the day, it was a decisive win in the sixth game of the World Chess Championship. So I know a lot of people were watching that, and we did not have a sixth draw, so we actually have a decisive game. And I'm sure you guys remember when Magnus went Rook A to D1 rather than Rook C to C2. That was a pretty eventful moment. But anyways, let's get back to the more boring stuff, right? Bitcoin. We wanted to hold the line, right? And as we said, we put out a video not that long ago, but I want to do an update here because we actually went down to the 20-week SMA. All right, so we know the 20-week SMA is where we would like to hold the line, and we had a wick. I mean, look at this wick. It went right below it. Okay, so the 20-week is currently at just just below 52K, right? Just below 52K. And you can see that the wick on this went just below 52K as well, slightly below where the 20-week moving average is. So a pretty important test here, okay? Fairly important test. This is not that unsimilar to what we saw back in September, okay? Now the question is, can we hold the line again? And if we can, then I'd say there's a decent chance we're gonna continue on. I should say, I still, regardless, I do think Bitcoin is ultimately on track later this cycle to break out to 100K, but we have a long ways to go. Of course, we could break out above these levels before too long, but the 100K Bitcoin, I'm guessing, is coming in 2022, as I've said for the last several years. But what I would like to see, we would like to see Bitcoin hold the line, right? I mean, this is a pretty important test. The last time we tested it was at 40K. One of the nice things about testing it now is if we hold it as support, then you could then argue that that could be the bear market bottom rather than 40K. Perhaps 52K or 50K would be the bear market bottom, because as we've shown in the past, usually when you hold the line, and by usually I mean I think every single time, usually when you hold the line, you never go below it again. Okay, every single time where we hold the line, we then don't revisit those levels. Okay, so and we can go back to other cycles as well and see the same thing. So today we held the line at 52K, but we're still in the daily time frame. We'd like to see the weekly close stay above it. We'd like to see next week open above the bull market support band, or at least above the 20-week. Okay, at least above the 20-week, which again is just below 52K, and then also close above it. So pretty interesting things here in the cryptoverse. Even more interesting things going on in the World Chess Championship, which I'm sure most of you guys are watching. Another thing I thought that was interesting are the 2-week candles. Okay, so let's keep take a look at those. I thought this was interesting because we have 1, 2, 3, and then we had 2 down, right? 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, and then we've had 2 down so far. So let's see if that actually transpires again and we get another bounce. Now, you should know, though, that when we had this test over here, we actually had 2-week candles that were in the bull market support band. Okay, not just one. And so far, this is the only one that's in it. So what that could mean, theoretically speaking, if we were to continue to emulate what happened back over here, would be even the next 2-week candle, which is actually about to start in just over 2 days, if it were to continue to emulate this pattern, would still mean that we could be testing the bull market support band even then as well. Okay, so I would say let's not get too carried away. We want to see us hold support, okay? And look, it never feels like we're going to hold it, right? It never does. It did not feel like we were going to hold it in September. Everyone was super scared. We held it. We came out the other side. We put in new all-time highs. Now we're testing it in December, which is somewhat ironic considering how many people thought that Q4 or that December was going to be nothing but green candles, right? And I mean, even if we do get, I would think that we will get some green candles, some green weekly candles in December, but it certainly isn't the the type of parabolic move that a lot of the 4-year cycle theories were calling for. So let's see if we can hold the line. And look, if we hold the line, if Bitcoin holds this line, and then we get another 2-week candle where we hold the line, I mean, the 2-week candle after that, we're getting into late December, going into early January. And so if we hold the line at 51, 50, or at 52 to 53K, if we hold the line at 52 to 53K, then I think we're really setting ourselves up as we head into 2022. And we could even see some type of recovery before 2022. I don't think we necessarily need to wait until 2022 to see any type of recovery. You could argue fairly reasonably, in fact, let's maybe switch this over to the weekly time frame. You could argue that we're sort of in a crescendo right now, where this is the top of this channel here, or this is sort of like overhead resistance, and we are in a crescendo, and they're coming together, right? They're coming together. We hit it here, we hit it down here, we hit it here, we hit it here. If we overlay the bull market support band, what do you notice? 3 out of the 4 times Bitcoin held the line at the 20-week. At least that's assuming that this one holds, right? It's assuming that one holds. So 1, 2, and maybe 3. If we don't hold it though, the other time that we were on this line, right? It was at the 50-week, and that's just below it. Okay, that's just below it. And it's actually going to continue to move higher. Okay, so I would say look to the 50-week in the event that the bull market support band does not hold. But I am hoping the bull market support band does hold on the weekly time frame. Remember, we do not care about wicks. I assure you, no one is getting out of bed for a wick. You might want to get out of bed to watch the World Chess Championship, I will say that, but no one's going to get out of bed for a wick. So let's see if we hold the line at the bull market support band. And again, going back to the short-term bubble risk, I would like to think that the odds are in our favor, at least a lot more so than they were back in earlier in the year. Okay, because we're just not as extended as we were back then. Very similar to 2017. Okay, so we always said there's a possibility that the second leg to this cycle might emulate 2017 as opposed to 2013. Okay, and we're actually getting that, right? A test of the 20-week, a test of the 20-week. That's what we saw in 2017. Just a systematic test of the 20-week moving average over and over and over again. Okay, so we got some pretty important times right now. Let's see if we can hold the line. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up. We also do have the premium list at intothecryptoverse.com. Make sure you check it out. Go to that website, sign up if you want access to weekly reports and videos, Telegram alerts channel, the Telegram chat room, the risk dashboard. We have a website with a lot of charts and so on and so forth. So make sure you guys check it out. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Bye.